Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back! Once again, we're going to be seeing Walk It Off now versus Exposed Secrets. After that combat pause that came out in the last game, we did see one of the teams DQ'd heroes and zeros, but we're into this one now, right now, Kret, and we're into the picks and ban stages. Walk it off with the first pick, first ban.
And once again, a quick reminder, it's not a full DQ. They're not out of the SPL play-in, they just lose that match. Walk It Off, though, they're going to ban out Habwa as their first ban, not wanting to give that to Shadow Nightmare or, yeah, I think that's really Shadow Nightmare. Loki taken away from Walk It Off, and it's back to Walk It Off with the second ban.
No Spleesh boys today. Shout outs to chat, having a bit of fun while we wait for this game to start. But now, once again, Frezzy picking for his team what they do not want to come up against. And there's a lot of options on the table here to ban out. They're going to ban Zhong here, but with this last ban, it means Osiris or Rom is going to get through picks and bans here. So through bans, at least.
That's true, but honestly, that Zhong ban has been brewing all day, and it's going to be Osiris banned away, so Rom will go through. I agree with you that he's strong Hindu man, but I don't know if he's as ban-worthy as we might have seen Zhong Kui be so far today. Is that Recall Demons has been such a factor in every team fight.
But with Osiris being banned out by Exposed Secrets, Rom was left up. Frezzy insta-locks that one for Walk It Off. And in response, Exposed Secrets take Mercury and Athena. And I feel that Mercury pick there, Kret, where they've locked that one in for him, is to just take that one away from Irafa once again.
That's true, and it's also a nice flex pick for Exposed Secrets. It's definitely strong in the jungle, but I believe Xaylia will play it in the solo lane, taking advantage of Throwing Dagger and Golden Bow. We saw a Mercury solo yesterday from the Chunks, and I honestly think it's less Chunks just being weird and more something that actually can be played to great effectiveness. Walking Off, though, are going to hover on Agni, or in fact Swagni, probably for the middle lane.
Yeah, probably for the middle lane. Can solo not seem too much, but when you've got the potential of Sayo, who's a fantastic mid lane player in his own right, now switching to solo, it does open up options, but you may being locked in here. Unusual. I mean, I know we saw it from Fat Chunks yesterday, Kret, but that was a different situation, I feel.
That is just Chunks being Chunks. They're weird and they play weird gods. I don't expect to see Hades today either.
You say that. You say that.
You say that. That's true. But, you know, Ymir, I mean, first of all, what role is he going to be in? Jungle, maybe, for Iraf, or maybe the support role? I think he can do both, but he's definitely more of a warrior than a guardian. He hits very hard with his passive. Glacial Spikes is Glacial Strike is one of the stronger abilities in the game in terms of base magical damage being 370. The only ability higher is a fully charged max rank rollout, which honestly never happens. Like, nobody gets hit by that ever in Conquest competitive.
It's so hard to hit. Well, Artemis being locked in from Exposed Secrets to face off against Ram, and now we're into the counter ban phase. Exposed Secrets first up. What are they going to choose to ban away here? It's going to be a Thor, so once again taking a look at the jungle, and that, I guess they don't think it's going to be Ymir jungle here either. I'm not sure if they would run that anyway. Let's be honest, Kret. It's risky.
Well, and, you know, honestly, maybe it's Ymir in the solo lane.
That's true.
Sayo, he might play Ymir, honestly. But Thanatos is banned away from Frostyak, so they're calling the bluff on Mercury jungle and are expecting Mercury solo, and perhaps Frostyak was considering that Thanatos. We saw it played very well in his first match of the day. It will be Ao Guang in the middle lane, something that we saw a lot of yesterday in North America. The question is, will we see the same level of taunt into Spirit Tempest? Probably not, because of that 4-man taunt Spirit Tempest that came out from the Chunks, but we could see something similar.
We could. Well, Ao Guang locked in, Walk It Off, really considering the options here. Sayo hovering over Chuck right now. Moex hovering over Freya. Chuck being locked in. Freya, not so sure right now. They're considering it. Is that going to be a Freya jungle? It more than likely is, and it's going to be locked in there as well, Kret.
Yeah, and you know, that probably means that it will be Ymir support, and honestly, the Ymir Rom lane sounds really good to me. So first of all, the base damage from Rom's ultimate at level 5, including the scaling, is going to be roughly 650. With Ymir leveling up his freeze to say rank 2 or rank 3 can probably confirm 2 of those hits onto a target, and if you account for the damage from Glacial Strike as well, and maybe even the ultimate from Ymir, you could probably take someone down from 70% health, if not 100, assuming everything does hit. So I like this lane. Could be very, very strong. But It
They're not
seems
changing.
like we're not seeing trades come out. So let's assume that these teams are in fact doing what they seem to be doing, which means it would be Freya support, Ymir in the jungle, and Chalk in the solo lane. Probably is Chalk in the solo lane. On the other side, it's going to be a Ra in the solo lane. So Exposed Secrets has traded correctly. They're looking good. And I want to say Walk It Off is just busting out something really unique.
Freya support.
Really, really, really unique.
Mid jungle Freya support. Okay. EU guys, if this is going to stand, it looks like it is. They've gone into the loading screen now, guys, and we'll be right back with Walk It Off versus Exposed Secrets. I'm as confused as ever. I didn't think that was going to be possible anymore on EU, but no, once again. Okay, there is feedback from production right now saying they couldn't trade. I'm not sure what the rule is going to be, but we'll be right back with this game as soon as we know exactly what's going on. We'll let you guys know too. Maybe there'll be a combat pause. Let's just make more excitement for today. We'll be right back anyway, as soon as we know more. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. This is Walk It Off versus Exposed Secrets. Walk It Off, I'm going to be playing Ymir as the support. Raph is going to be in the jungle as Freya. Sayo is going to be playing solo lane Chuck. Moex is on Rom. Fex says on Agni. Exposed Secrets, though, looking for an early invade. Quite possibly working as a team. What are they playing right now, Kurt?
Well, right now it's going to be Exposed Secrets with I'm Dazer on his support Athena. He'll be supporting Schultze on Artemis in the jungle, Frostiak on that Mercury. In the mid lane, it's going to be Shadow Nightmare on Ao Guang, and in the solo lane, Zalia on Ra. That's a bit of a throwback.
Well, having a little look at the item builds as well at the start of this game, you can see Sayo's gone for the Talisman. Not going to go deeper into that for the magical resistance you can get and the regeneration, but gone for Hog too, so that's going to be up a little bit more often than not, and allowing to put the pressure back on the lane, I guess, during the early stages when Ra's going to be a much better clearer.
Yeah, definitely. But, you know, we're going to see what happens in this early game, and it looks like Walk It Off is considering an invade on this right-hand side. And they could certainly do well with the Chalk and the Freya.
Ra's not even looking. Like, they're too busy looking at the buff right now. They don't see this coming in. They're going to start it off thinking they're safe. Now they see something's up there. They're going to retreat back. So is Frostiak. But with 3 members here, going to be able to take this one away. I don't think they can contest this Exposed Secrets now. So Walk It Off. Get the speed buff. And the smart play from Exposed Secrets coming out. Just taking that back experience camp for themselves. They might lose blue as well, though.
Yeah, when they get caught in a situation like this, you just have to sort of give up the things that you don't think you'll be able to contest.
Sayo!
And Sayo could be in a lot of trouble here, but Frostiak's not able to find... Oh, big rotation. Yeah, this actually is very likely to be First Blood. Granted, there's no special delivery. Sayo is now level 2. The Tornado doesn't connect, and the banish from hi-rez will be enough to get him and his team out.
Yeah, I think overall the Shadow Nightmare couldn't get in range after landing the squad, couldn't get the Tornado, but backside, left-hand side, Frezzy going aggressive on this side now, stealing away the back XP camp there if possible. Not going to find it though, because of the rotation coming out from I'm Dazer, and he's just going to walk back to lane without taking that experience camp.
Yeah, and you know, this Ymir seems to be doing well so far in the lane, level 3, and they've pushed Schultze and Dazer back, but... You know, that also just could be Moex playing really well. Big invade on the right-hand side, though, coming up from Exposed Secrets. Trying to pay it back, but Fex is rotated over, and now Frostiak's in a lot of trouble. Will special delivery out. Nice vanish into the Thunderstrike, and that will be the First Blood. Going to Fex's on your mid lane, Agni. Walk It Off. Now have a nice advantage in the early game, and Frostiak's going to have to play recovery.
Yeah, Exposed Secrets did a good job of trying to get themselves back into it after that early pressure to make it even and get the blue buff over to Zalia. Didn't pay off, though. And now with the push from Walk It Off on the left-hand side, look at Frezzy and Moex. They're looking to deny more jungle. But Frostiak's going to turn up here, only level 2. If they can get this buff away, they've already hogged, though. Are they going to be able to steal the last hit? I'm not sure. Nope, Moex going to get it. Tornado drops down, going to hit Frezzy. Frezzy's going to probably die here overall. Good Frost Breath onto 4, but he's not going to be able to get away, I don't feel. He's doing his best. Oh no, the wall! There's only Dazer here to body block him, and now Fex says he's here to slow him down with the gas to stun out. And Frazy's going to get away, and that's a big play for Walk It Off again. Did Nightmare.
Yeah, but Fex's, his dash is down. He's taking damage from Frostiak. A nice wall to try and help him, but it won't be enough. The freeze will be, and now Frezzy once again in slight danger, but he'll be able to get out. And in the end, it will be exactly what Walk It Off needed to do to get everyone out in that situation. Taking the red was great, but if Frostiak was able to get a kill or an assist there, it wouldn't matter because that would be just as good. But everyone got out. That dash towards from Vex's was a horrifying play for him to make almost surely, but he had to do it.
It was a big play and it worked out well for Walk It Off all in all. So they get that lead in terms of the kill. Not just the kill, but the fact they deny Mercury even longer to get into level 5. He's still level 3 doing his back experience camp now. And I think even when that goes down, he's not going to hit level 4 off that yet either. So going to have to soak experience. It just delays Mercury's pressure from the jungle early on.
It definitely does, and you know, honestly, Mercury's Sonic Boom timing is going to be very important here, especially with the mid camps coming up. No Sonic Boom even close, and these camps should go the way of Walk It Off, but it looks like Frezzy doesn't have his Hand of the Gods available, so Dazer's got a good shot of getting it. Freeze will not connect. Dazer probably able to get one of those, maybe two. Hard to tell. hi-rez going to return to middle lane, and you know, all of the action that happened early on has actually set these junglers behind their timing. Everyone, even Agni should be level 6, Raffer should have already been level 5, but there's just too much going on.
I mean, the one benefit this makes between the two junglers as well is the fact we know how big Freya is late game, but her early game does have some struggles through it at the start, and delaying the Mercury at the start of this game has been the game plan for Walk It Off here to make sure Mercury doesn't get online and become as strong as he can be with that Sonic Boom. So now that Raph is level 5 now, bit of a lead over Mercury, just going to accelerate his build a little bit more.
And, you know, it's important to mention that really both of these characters do fit the role of hyper carry, just doing an incredible amount of damage. There's a kill in the left-hand lane. Frezzy caught out of position by the boar, trap coming out, and it's just going to be a solid kill for the exposed secret duo lane. Exactly what they needed.
That's important for them, especially in this lane. I mean, obviously we know how strong Ram is, and Frezzy was being a bit of an issue on that on the enemy team as well from Walk It Off. So bringing him down and allowing that nice early kill to go over to the Hunter is going to help him out in this lane matchup.
And it seems like the exposed secret duo lane's doing very well despite not having Funball, who's no longer a member of the team. But Moix, he's going to dash in, uses that pick-me-up. Does he have his ultimate available?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have his ultimate. I lie, he does not have his ultimate available. I think he's
on the right-hand side, though.
Crazy aggression coming out. Vexas finds Zalia as they were trying to do the blue buff again. Stealing that one away one more time is Walk It Off. They're looking for more here, though. As you can see, Shadow Nightmare trying to rotate around, and Raph is in the area checking if the speed buff's available right now. Action everywhere. We're going to keep our eyes glued to the screen right now.
Yeah, and Raffer is going to head to the right-hand side and invade these safe camps. This is a really, really good play here because Sayo's watching out for him in the long lane, and Raffer's just going to take the big harpy and run away. If there's not efficient clear coming out from Frostjack onto that camp to get the small harpies down, it will not respawn properly. However, Freya has been spotted out, and Raffer's about to be in a bit of a bad spot, but with Banish and Pulse, he might be able to get away safely. He won't even need it, as Shadow Nightmare does not find that squall.
Left-hand side, Blink comes out from Frezzy. Frost Breath, immediate use of the buff from Artemis to make sure she gets out of a bad spot there overall. But Blink's going to be on cooldown for now, as is the boar in that lane. So keep an eye on Moix. It looks, though, that Walk It Off are considering looking for a pick. They're going to find Dazer out of position. The wall's going to cut him off from his escape. Have they got the Frost Breath? He's going to charge away for now. And for the time being, aggression subsides.
Yeah, that cooldown on Frost Breath is 18 seconds without CDR, so it's a very, very long time, and unfortunately not able to make anything happen there, but the red will be forced to reset, and this is a big invade. They do currently outnumber exposed secrets, but that taunt could turn things around. Frostjack takes a lot of damage, he's going to drop very low, and he's still looking for the Sonic Boom, but is he going to be able to get anything off of it or go for it at all? Here comes Zalia, big rotation, and now
left side!
Left side of the map. Moix finds the solo kill, so now it's 4v4, but Raffer's up in the air. He's already very low. Sonic Boom looking for the landing, will find damage onto Raffer, but no CC, and now Raffer's in a horrible position, taken down by Zalia, but Frostjack is against a wall, which then breaks, but he will die nonetheless. Zalia going to try and turn something, but Moix is level 10 here, and Fexus is just auto-attacking Dazer on that support, will stop his path with the stun, and at the end, they're going to be able to take this blue.
Well, 2-for-1 trade. The blue's going to go down. Did the red also go over to Walk It Off? I think it did in that situation there, Krat.
Yeah,
so small gains coming over as well. I mean, they got 2 kills for 1, then double buffs. Now they're going to get mid camps on left-hand side, and especially with Moix getting a solo kill against the Artemis as that all broke out there using the Astral Barrage. Meanwhile, while this is all going on, what Sayo's been doing? He's been pushing this lane over and over again, and it's just going to deny Zalia more and more experience.
Yeah, it's super important to mention that that was a 4v5 engagement overall. Now, because of the solo kill for Moix, it did seem that way, and it ended up being 4v4 for the majority of the fight, but it also means that Sayo is able to just secure farm on the right-hand side, and that's why, if we look at the gold charts, there was just a constant gain. now turned around a little bit as Walk It Off returns to base, so there's a little dip in their farming, but Sayo picking up that farm is super, super important to keep their lead growing. And, you know, Sayo seems to be doing pretty well in the solo lane on Shock. He's going a more reserve build sort of guy, so looking to be more of a frontline member. It's going to come down to how much can he stop from happening using the Silence of Stormcall.
Yeah, we'll see as this one goes on. Moix already got the Heartseeker online. We saw it pay dividends for him there, and now he's working on that Devourer's Gauntlet, which is what Artemis began the game with. Shadow Nightmare going to get double squall just to deny them, but Speed's up again, and look at Walk It Off. They're looking to invade one more time. It's going to be a 4v3 right now. If Moix comes over here, it's going to be a 5v3 as they're going to wall off Zalea and look for the aggression onto him. Poking back, Athena's ult being forced, the Frost Breath onto Frostiak. There's the ult channeled as well, forcing the special delivery. Backside, Spirit Tempest connects. Not enough damage to bring anyone down. The snipe though from Zalea. Gonna find Frezzy, and Raph is gonna back away. Speed buff survives for now, and they're not gonna find anything else. Or are they? Sonic Boom forced out by Frostiak. As Moix pushes middle lane, he's gonna give Artemis a bit of free time farming left.
Yeah, Moix rotated over to cover the mid, but, you know, that Spirit's Tempest was so good because it knocked Vexus into the tower, and I believe that did result in his death there, so really big pickup.
Big fight between Artemis and Moix going on. Now the duel is real, but now Artemis realizes she's not happy with it, going to back away. Back to the right-hand side, you can see the pressure being put on once again as the blue buff was taken by Fexes there on the right-hand side. Speed buff finally going to go to Mercury for the first time this game by the looks of it, as 3 members are around to protect him.
Yeah, but Frostiak sitting only at level 6. I mean,
low.
He is -3 levels on Iraffer, who, you know, not perhaps as far ahead as he wants to be, being level 9 as compared to level 10 on his mid laner and level 11 on the solo laner. But in the mid lane, this is exactly what they need to make happen, right? They just have to get kills across the map, look for gold, and now look to transition into the mid game that they got a nice lead, and it's now about the bigger objectives. Towers, Gold Furies, or just continuing to invade is fine as well.
Oh, Artemis needs to watch yourself here. There's a rotation coming out to the back. Harpies here from Walk It Off on Rafa. Meanwhile, mid lane, Sayo dunking down, looking for the noodle. Is he going to find it? The rotation coming in from Rafa as well. The wall's good, and to the skies he goes to pick that one up. And now he puts some damage on the backside. Another kill picked up. Dazer not going to find anything else. There's Ultimate was channeled, but here we see Astral Barrage channeled. Who's he sniping? He's going to snipe Frostiak. 1 hit, 2 hit. The third one is it connects. Special delivery used around the tower to make sure he survives for now, but now red buff been started again. Mox needs to watch himself.
Yeah, Mox is just gonna barely be in taunt range here. Needs to use beads. Will be forced out. Sonic Boom comes through. Frostiak immediately turned on, and that wall from Frezzy did not block the Sonic Boom, but it blocked the path back out, which is in that situation just as good. Maybe actually no, it's better.
Now we're going to see right-hand side. Sayo just hitting Zalea up a little bit, keeping him busy from getting back to those minions at the tower. Gold Fury being started, though, by Exposed Secrets. Bit of a, not necessarily desperation, but I think this is a good call if they get away with it. That's the question here. Will they get away with it, Krat?
You know, they are. This is completely snuck, and Schultz is going to be able to tank it. He does have the Devil Gauntlets done. Shadow Nightmare's going to rotate over. He's going to drop the ult just to burst down a little bit more. That's going to put it in Hog Rage, and that is going to recover about half of the gold lead that Walk It Off had worked so hard to connect, and that just comes down to people return to base. They're as good as dead for about 20 seconds. They won't be on the map, won't be doing anything, and there is no vision, no chance to contest for Walk It Off.
I mean, overall, I mean, they've got the experience deficit, but the gold is marginalized now in the advantage as Frezzy still roaming around this jungle over and over again. Now, this is something that Rom brings to the table, right, Krat? He's able to 2v1 quite safely, honestly, overall, especially now he's got beads as well in this lane. You can see him dueling 2 members right now, and he's coming out slightly on top as Dazer's low on mana, and with Frezzy coming around the backside, you could possibly see a dive. Astral Barrage is available, and there's the Frostbreath, the Snipe 1, the Snipe 2, the third one connects as well, and the Boar doesn't do anything, but Frezzy might pay with his life. Meanwhile, in the jungle, Fexes finds Frostiak, who's very low after 1 Make It Rain bomb lands. Swaggy doing work right now.
And the question is, was that worth it? Was it worth giving up your support and giving a kill to their hunter to get a kill on your own? And I think, to an extent, yes. It just kind of is going to be an arms race between Artemis and Rom, but Rom's already doing so well that I don't really mind just getting extra gold from him. And since Dazer already had to back, that means the left lane was empty, that tower kill was free, and we're going to see the gold lead from Walk It Off climb back up a little bit to 2,200. It's not what they had before, before the Gold Fury went down, but it's still pretty good, and they're actually getting a lot of pressure on these towers. That said, the solo lane for Xaylia is pretty easy to freely farm because with Sayo going a defensive item and Xaylia going a defensive item, that gives him max cooldown reduction. While there's no chance of either of these characters killing each other, there's no chance of the Rod dying.
Well, a rotation to the right-hand side, but Sayo's got 2.5k gold in the bank that he really wants to spend, but with this rotation cut out, Frezzy's looking for something here. Is he going to blink in? The wall's going to be a bit not going to position correctly, but Rafa over here again, and it's not for the kill here, Crit. It's to steal away the blue buff one more time from Xaylia.
And that blue buff died so fast, so Rafa gets what he wanted. They're going to give it to Frezzy, just give him a little bit of extra cooldown reduction, which is honestly pretty good.
Next.
Speed's going to be spawning soon. That was some counter warding, and
wow, in their own jungle.
That's a sentry. That is a sentry ward on the speed buff. They're really prioritizing this farm, and it...
Oh, blink! Frost Breath resets the buff, and now Rafa's going to try and take it away. Frezzy keeps them busy, trying to slow them down. Sonic Boom Child, he's going to hit it into a wall! The wall comes down from Frezzy perfectly! The snipe comes out from Xaylia. Frezzy's getting low, dodges the Spirit Tempest, and now we're going to see Fexes rotating as Dazer stood there looking to channel his ultimate onto Frostiak, who's still going aggressive. And now what they're going to fight from is Moex rotates in. Moex could clean up here.
Yeah, Mox is going to go up in there, and he's going to look for that cleanup. Frostiak goes down nice and easy. Raffer on Shadow Nightmare. The snipe from Astral Barrage not quite able to get Dazer, but Raffer certainly will find Shadow Nightmare, and the reward will be the speed buff, and this Xaylia has something to say about it. He only has Celestial Beam, and that Hog is going to give it safely to Raffer, but Moex wants blood. Xaylia is just a little bit too fast. People always forget about the passive from Xaylia, giving 24% move speed at full stacks. That's a lot. In the middle lane, though, Fex is in a lot of trouble. Not quite going to die. Very
just
close.
Going to survive. Right, so Sayo just went back to base right now.
Oh, hold on. Schultz in a lot of trouble here. That wall will not be good, but Raffer finds the banish, and this is a dead Artemis.
Dead Artemis as well. Go Fury going to be down, so they can't find anything else of that. They will get the mid camps on the left-hand side. They should know right so as well. And just a note, Sayo went back to base with over 3,000 gold there. That's how long he stayed in lane for. Finished off his boots, working on chins by the looks of it, and also got greater sprint online so he can chase a lot more effectively in these fights.
Right, and the reason that Sayo's been working out so well with this Stone of Guy and will continue to do so is Frostiak is super shut down. So the only physical threat, quote-unquote, is going to be Artemis at this point in the game and probably for the next 10 minutes. So Sayo can go Stone of Gaia, Warrior Tabi into chins, and just not care about the mages and not care about the physical damage either, as Frostiak can't do anything. And honestly, if Artemis is hitting chalk, that's fine. Like, spend your time hitting the chalk. Please don't kill the people that actually are going to do the high amounts of damage, such as Fexes on Agni.
Looking for the red buff. Now you can see him rotating around trying to find it. Gonna see it's actually gone down this time, although speed buff was denied one more time. Blue buff's been started on the left hand side, trying to soak up as much experience as we can. You can see Frostiak still only level 10. Even Frezzy is ahead of him in terms of experience right now, and he's been doing so much roaming here. It's surprising he's managed to soak up so much experience.
Yeah, no, another thing that I wanna that's really important is going to be Frezzy's timing on the Sob, right? It should be within the next minute that he's going to be able to back and get that item. That really is going to mean that Walk It Off can start to push their advantage in team fights. It adds 20 protection to everyone near the tank, and that is a massive amount. It essentially is the reverse of the penetration on those boots, plus a little bit more.
All right, now you can see Walk It Off position themselves ready for the Gold Fury. I feel next is going to be the next objective. They've got a little bit of time before this blue buff's up on the right side once again, which they denied time and time again to Xaylia during this game. Straight from the outside, from that level 1. Moex looking for a fight though, possibly. They were trying to see if they could catch Artemis out of position. Not going to find it as a sentry ward goes down, and ward is cleared once again from Walk It Off around this Gold Fury.
Yeah, and it looks like Raffer's just trying to wait for his team, maybe auto-attacking the wall or something. Or perhaps he's trying to bait out a rotation, but that ward will be taken down immediately. The Gold Fury will be pulled. Sonic Boom is charged up, but it's going to be knocked out by a wall. Again, Frezzy is on fire. Or I guess he's ice cold instead. Dazer's going to be feeling that, though. And the Spirit Tempest comes through, will not connect. Neither will the snipe. And with neither of those big ultimates hitting, Exposed Secrets just has to back off. They don't have any potential for turnaround there. Frezzy is really showing us what he can do with this Ymir pick.
It feels like a lot of people are starting to realize how strong the wall is at forcing out issues, but Whoop comes off from Rafa, going to find Xaylia, forcing the beads, going to dance around in the circle of healing, but Sayo's there with a dunk on the backside as well. Make it rain, zoning out the others from joining the fight from Fexes, and Xaylia's trying to use this sprint to keep going, but with the sprint online from Sayo and Rafa, they're going to bring him down. Now Frostiak gets caught out trying to help out his team, and Shadow Nightmare's going to run away with the Athena channeled onto him as well for defensive use. But now they're going to take away the blue buff again and walk it off, continuing to look for aggression everywhere.
Yeah, they just don't want to let Frostiak do anything. And granted, with the Rage done, he's starting to have some damage at his disposal. However, we saw what Rafa just did to Frostiak. I think it was about a 3-shot kill coming out from the Freya, and Rafa's just looking really, really good in this game. Not going to go Demonic Grip, going a little bit more mage-oriented with that Bancross, but it certainly could work out for him very well. And this Fire Giant, Exposed Secret know about it, but they're not going to be able to do anything, as it will drop low enough. Frezzy will secure that, and now Dazer needs to run away immediately. Right tower will go down to Sayo with the added structure damage. They're going to give up the left tower, but for Fire Giant, it's totally fine.
Well, they give up left tower on top of the fact that they already taken down that left-hand lane anyway, so it's still an even trade overall, not including the Fire Giant in that one as well. So, walk it off in a good position in this one. Their gold lead is just over 7,000, experience 15,000. And the biggest gap of that 15,000 is definitely between the two junglers right now. Level 11 on Frostiak, level 16 on Irafa. And it just feels like this seems to be the new focus point right now, Cret, is go for the junglers, make them feel the pain early on, and put them really far behind.
I mean, it's definitely a good strategy, right? If your jungler can't get farm and you're relying on him to do a lot of damage for your team, it's pretty much any team picking Mercury is, then it just works a treat. And you know, you're picking Mercury against Irafa because you don't want him to have it, but that also means he knows what works well against him. So he's gonna be like, alright, I hate playing against Freya.
Moex.
And hold on, I thought Moex is in a little bit of a tough spot, but he doesn't care too much. Is just able to casually roll backwards. Still has that ultimate if he needs to buy time for his team to rotate.
Thomas needs to be careful here because Moex is 4 levels ahead of him in this lane as well. So much stronger in terms of itemization. You can see with this Fire Giant now, they'll walk it off, looking to rotate left and make a play once again on this red buff. They're just stealing jungle time and time again.
Well, and the other thing to mention is just based on the builds and how far ahead Moex is, he is literally a Heartseeker ahead of Schultzy. That's the difference in the build. A full Heartseeker, which is an incredible amount of damage. It's 75 damage, 8% movement speed, can really make the difference. Now it looks like the left tower will be forced down with picking up. Moex is going to carve right through this structure. Frezzy can tank it, no problem. Sav is done, and he's actually picked up a Silver Talisman, which is a great, very efficient magic defense item as well. The question is it going to be left Phoenix, take all the towers?
Tower.
What are Walk It Off going to do?
Middle tower, they're looking to zone them out. Maybe they'll find a pick beforehand, but Moex turns his attention to the tower with that minion wave. That drops in a matter of seconds. And now it looks like the right tower is going to be the last one, so getting as much global gold as they can. Look at the rotation, Cred. They're coming on the backside all the time, like, okay, we'll come this way, and if they're out of position, we'll fight them, because we're so much stronger.
Yeah, and Vexus is just going to try and look for a poke, and so there's a little bit of an opportunity for a poke comp coming here from Walking Off with the Agni and with the Chalk, just firing in those Thunder Strikes, firing in those bombs, and if they can get anyone low enough or get a really good hit, perhaps they have the opportunity to go in. They also have the option of finding a pick with Banish. They're going to do just that on the day, so good timing, guys. This is the engage, and that's a dead Athena.
Dead Athena, Astral Barrage is channeled as well. The snap's coming out, aiming for Frostiak here, who gets evaporated before he can use Sonic Boom. Thanks to the damage from Moex and Fexes together. Shadow Nightmare's trying to zone out. Snipe comes out from Xaylia, not going to find anything. Moex going very deep with the sprint, going to get hit by a tornado. Tanking the Phoenix too, but still survives, and the Phoenix falls down. All members of Walk It Off still alive here. Looking for more. They're going to find it? I don't think so. Going to back away, rotate to mid. Are they going to continue, or just back for more gold and buy items?
Knowing Walk It Off this game, I wouldn't be surprised to see them go invade the jungle. But now it looks like they're going to return to base, and they're going to be spending roughly 10,000 gold across the entire team. Moex will take some damage before he's able to return to base, and this is actually going to slow down Walk It Off by about 10 or 15 seconds unless they elect to group up without their hunter, which could create an opportunity for Exposed Secrets to fight, which is certainly something they need to do, right? They are now down 14,000 gold, 22,000 experience. They have to give it one last hurrah, either at a Phoenix or at the Fire Giant, maybe even at this Gold Fury. It is going to be a 3v3.
Well, Fuzzy goes in, blinks in, forcing them back, hits a trap, puts a wall down, and now Walk It Off with the Fire Giant's going to take it away from under the noses of Exposed Secrets here. and then look for what the next objective is going to be. Like you said, Fire Giant will be on a line soon. He's going to fall off the boat.
Oh, Moex just uses sprint on the right-hand side. He's going to force out Sonic Boom from Frostiak at the cost of his sprint. And an Athena ult. That's Fire Giant.
That is a Fire Giant, realistically. I mean, the whole of Exposed Secrets now turning their base. They just stood inside there waiting for the aggression to come out from Walk It Off. They're jumping around, realizing they can't really go out much further than the Phoenixes right now. Otherwise, they have the potential to just throw everything away. Shadow Nightmare risks it going forward with the Tornado, but Fire Giant online, it looks like they're going to give this one up as well.
That said, Frezzy did just return to base. I think he wants some more gold, maybe some wards. And yeah, it's going to be he wants a Sentry Ward and to get to rank 2 of the Magi's. Rank 2, the Magi's Cloak, is actually a pretty good item. You don't get the bubble, but you kind of get everything else in smaller amounts. The 200 health and the 20% crowd control reduction shouldn't be underestimated because of the way it interacts with diminishing returns, which is very favorably. Fire Giant does just spawn. Exposed Secrets still has those 2 ultimates down, and with Walk It Off's multiple auto attack characters and an Agni to drop meteors and do a lot of damage, this likely will go down very quickly.
Well, it is dropping nice and quick. You can see left-hand side Artemis split push, and they're not going to contest this one whatsoever. Yeah. Phoenix going to due to respawn. It's still a little while away for the right-hand side, so now they'll probably focus attention to mid and left-hand side. Red buff has been come up, and immediately the rotation from Walk It Off seems to be in that direction straight away with the pings coming down on it before they even look to focus the Phoenix.
Oh, this red buff steal is really important, though, because red buff is just super big for mages right now. It's going to be going onto the Freya, currently sitting at 494 magic power before picking up the buff, and immediately going up to 587. It's about 100 magic power. Yeah. That's not accounting for the Bancroft's magic power going up as you lose health, which is generally when you're using your Valkyrie's Discretion. So Raffer is going to do a lot of damage with his attacks and with his ultimate.
So now is the time to make a stand, they say, and Frezzy goes in deep looking for it, forces the ult out, but not going to find anyone with it. Phoenix drops in a matter of seconds, and Daisy gets a taunt to Sayo, but it's Sayo, the tanky member. Meanwhile, Sloozy on the Artemis goes down, and they're still diving in deep as Rafa uses the Valkyrie, along with the Astral Barrage damage got off Moix. Sonic Boom on the backside does connect. Zalia finds Vex as Rafa getting very low. Going to reposition himself with the Frostbreath from Frezzy. Going to buy a bit of time once again. They're focusing onto Frostiak. Spirit Tempest over the top. Does connect with Rafa. But it's a 3 members die of Exposed Secrets. 3 members still alive and Walk It Off. They're still looking to clean up, and Shadow Nightmare's getting very low with those tornadoes. He's going to go down to Sayo. Sayo's so tanky right now.
Yeah, Sayo's really not taking that much damage, even tanking the Titan. Dazer will fall to Moex, able to just lock him up in position, and it looks like this game will indeed go to Walk It Off. That said, the way that final fight was fought, if Exposed Secrets weren't as far behind, and honestly, if Frostiak wasn't level 13, he actually probably would have killed everyone. He did so much damage in that last fight, but he just wasn't hitting hard at all because of the shutdown from minute 1 to minute 25. Frostiak just couldn't get anywhere, and he couldn't do anything.
Yeah, really brutal game overall. But that puts Walk It Off top of the group right now. They're the first team to win 2 games in a row. And we're going to be following them correct into the next game where they're going to face Agilitas, who are at 1-1 right now. So if Walk It Off can win this one, they're going to put a detriment on the other team of Agilitas as well, which is important for them going through to the next round. And then the last game of the day we'll be bringing you will be Heroes and Zeros versus Exposed Secrets. I'm scared for combat pauses in that one, but we'll find out if that happens, guys. We'll be right back as soon as the teams are ready with Walk It Off versus Agilitas.